You know what that means? They don't have caribous in Texas.
What animals do they have in Texas?
No, I meant they don't have caribou coffees in Texas.
Possum.
Possum.
They have possum and armadillos and
Armadillos.
freaking bugs and freaking lizards.
Some armadillo soup.
The alligators.
They got any geckos out there?
Yeah, one tried to break in my room.
Straight Geico.
Should have asked him if he wanted some free weed.
Let's see here.
I can never look at the Geico the same ever.
I'm just a man on his way to the moon, wishing the rocket would go faster. All the stars remind me of you, yeah they do. I'm on my way to you. I'm just a man on his way to the moon, wishing the rocket would go faster. All the stars remind me of you, yeah they do. I'm on my way to you.
In Maplewood Mall.
Maplewood.
Yep. That's who I physically talked to, was that store. So.
And we're live.
Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the Canna-Joe Morning Show. Today is Wednesday, December 15th, right? The 15th?
Correct.
Sometimes I lose track of the date, but I'm pretty sure it's the 15th. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Michael Ford.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Jenny.
Deb and Dave.
Almost. Hey, we look like the Ginyu Force.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, y'all don't know about that, man. Y'all don't know about the Ginyu.
I don't know about getting you. Come on, man. You
Oh, okay, Mari. That didn't look like a dab. That looked like
I've been thinking that like every time we've been doing, I was like, oh yeah, okay, we on that DBZ.
Hey, that shit was cold though, man. Anyway, yeah.
And I am Varda, man. Thank you guys for joining us on this beautiful hump day. Hump day, hump day, hump day. Nope, not for you, kitty. All right, so we do got some awesomeness for you guys today. I got a couple articles from around the country, actually around the world. So we're gonna be jet setting today. We also got some events that are coming up that are gonna be super tight, super dope. So you definitely want to stay tuned for details on those. We also have a amazing weather report by our local forecaster and meteorologist,
John the Rock.
John the Rock.
No, he got fired.
No.
He got fired for overstepping his bounds.
Actually, I think we tried to fire him a couple times, but he said, "You can't fire me. I'm an intern."
Kept showing up.
Like this is a free job.
Grounded right now. We grounded John.
Not for trying to take over, but for messing with the connection to the weather thing yesterday.
Yes.
Shouldn't have did that.
Right,
Yeah,
like,
he shouldn't have did that.
fellas, oh, if the rock wet, it's gonna rain. We know it's raining if the rock wet.
All right,
It's not
man.
a forecast, it's an observation.
Yeah, is it though? Is it really though? Because I feel like it might be a forecast. I was digging it. I was like, oh yeah, he's right about that. I could definitely. Anyways, I'm not gonna try to put you out of job, Dave. Anyways, so we got a story out of New York. Lawmakers are filing a bill to legalize medical psilocybin treatments as well as focus on first responders and veterans. The New York lawmaker on Monday introduced a bill to legalize psilocybin mushrooms for medical purposes and establish facilities where the psychedelic could be grown and administered to patients. Assemblyman Pat Burek, That's cool. Filed legislation which would create a system in New York that's similar to a psilocybin program that was legalized via a ballot initiative in Oregon last year. The bill lists a series of medical maladies that could qualify a patient to access psilocybin, such as cancer, multiple sclerosis, PTSD, autism, and Parkinson's disease. But it also states that there could be recommended for any other condition certified by a practitioner. Therapists would need to take a 2-hour training course provided by the Department of Health in order to certify patients for psychedelic therapy. Regulators with the Department of Health would be responsible for licensing psilocybin services centers where people could receive the treatment in a medically supervised environment, and they would also license cultivators, processors, and testing facilities. There would also be a license for scientists to research the fungi. Struggles with diseases like PTSD, depression, anxiety, and alcoholism can be major disruptors to a person's livelihood as well as their families. The justification section of the bill says there's mental health, there's mental health detriments that can deteriorate physical health, result in performance deficits on tasks, and increase rates of suicide. Psilocybin therapy is a breakthrough avenue for providing people with treatment for these ailments. A grant program with $2 million in funding would also be established to provide monetary assistance to military veterans and first responders, such as firefighters, police officers, and EMS workers to receive psilocybin treatment at a service center. Our first responders expose themselves to potential trauma on a daily basis to keep us safe and well. Ensuring their access to psilocybin treatment demonstrates our reciprocity to keep them safe as well. Establishing a widespread route to provide New Yorkers with this medical treatment would be a monumental step in providing mental health care to improve lives. Patients would need to obtain renewable identification cards, designating them as eligible for psilocybin treatment for 1-year period. Terminally ill patients would not be subject to the 1-year requirement. The legislation lays out various rules and restrictions for licensees and practitioners, including a ban on having psilocybin manufacturing facility being owned or having employees with certain felony convictions in the past 3 years. There's an exception for people with felony convictions for selling or possessing controlled substances, however, unless those operations involve minors. That's cool. That's a beautiful picture. Regulators, licensing decisions will be influenced by factors such as whether applicants are a minority and or women-owned business enterprise, a service-disabled veteran-owned business, or from communities disproportionately impacted by the enforcement of psilocybin prohibition. To obtain, I'm curious, what would that community be? Probably like a hippie commune.
Hey, that's stigma.
Is it though? I feel like most of the adults that I've met that had said they grew up in had participated in hippie-like activities all said that they had dabbled in psilocybin. So maybe it is, but anyways, to obtain registration as a legal psilocybin business, one requirement would be for the applicant to enter into a labor peace agreement with a union and maintain that agreement for the duration of the registration. The treatment centers would offer safe physical environments supervised by monitors to negate the minimal risk involved with psilocybin. The justification says, there's also provisions requiring regulators to approve cultivators and service center licenses to provide services to unserved and underserved areas of the state. Such additional registered organizations shall be reflective of the demographics of the state, be representative of communities disproportionately impacted by psilocybin prohibition, and be culturally, linguistically, and medically competent to serve unserved and underserved areas of the state. The department shall actively promote racial, ethnic, and gender diversity when registering additional registered organizations. The proposal would basically create an advisory board, which would oversee all of this. And then it talks about how psychedelics have been making moves in different states, California, Connecticut, Florida, Pennsylvania, New York, Maine, and Virginia, it looks like, while Denver had became the first city to decriminalize mushrooms in 2019, sparking a national reform movement. Detroit voters approved a ballot initiative to widely decriminalize psychedelics last month, making it the latest in a growing number of jurisdictions to enact the reform, which is awesome. The article goes on and on here. I'm just going to drop it in the comments here if you guys would like to continue reading up on it. I think it's some really interesting information.
That could be huge.
And we'll go ahead and plop that right in there. Bloop. You guys got that in there. Sweet. All right. Yeah, it is super hazy out. What was that? Lewis. Yeah, super hazy. I took a picture.
That sounds like a strain.
Sorry, guys. I had my window open when I was smoking my bong this morning, so.
That's what that was. Okay.
A little escaped.
All right. Well, in world news, turns out our guys over in Malta is becoming the first European Union country to legalize marijuana. The government said that new law was aimed at ending the criminalization of people for smoking a drug and at reducing criminal trafficking.
Woo, way to go, Malta.
So on Tuesday, Malta became the first country in the European Union to agree to formally legalize the use and growing of marijuana for recreational purposes, the latest sign of a more liberal approach to the substance being taken in the bloc in recent years. It's groundbreaking. Owen Bonici, the Maltese Minister for Equality, Research, and Innovation, who introduced the bill, said in a phone interview, the new law would end criminalization of people smoking marijuana and reduce criminal trafficking of the substance, he said. Malta can be a model for harm reduction. The law passed by Parliament and awaiting only the president's signature, which is considered a formality to come into effect, allows people to carry up to 7 grams of marijuana, grow up to 4 plants in their apartments, and keep up to 50 grams of dried cannabis at home. Similar forms of decriminalization exist in other European countries such as the Netherlands, Portugal, and Spain, but in those cases, possession of small amounts of cannabis can still be a civil offense, and coffee shops or cannabis social clubs are tolerated or only de facto allowed by court decisions. Malta has formally legislated what existed in other European countries in a weird gray area, said Stephen Rolls, an analyst at Transform Drug Policy Foundation, an advocacy group in Britain. The Malta law had a broad spectrum of backers. It's a great day, said Kevin Bellotti, 50, who was jailed 10 months after he was caught with 4 marijuana plants in his apartment in 2003. Mr. Bellotti said that he had lost his job as a result, been forced to sell his apartment, and 4 years had 10:30 p.m. curfew and a daily obligation to show up at a local police station. I was a victim of the system, he says. Now for the new generation, people who smoke cannabis will not be considered criminals anymore. According to the new law, Mr. Bellotti can also request to have his conviction wiped from his criminal record, which had made it hard for him to find a job. Not everybody was in favor, however. Marissa Caesar, a spokeswoman for the Catholic charity Caritas in Malta, said that the law would serve to popularize and normalize marijuana, a mind-altering substance that would cause problems in our society. She said that 25% of those seeking help for the substance abuse from her organization were addicted to marijuana, adding that she now expected that number to increase. The Malta government has said that the new law would not encourage drug consumption, but protect those who choose to use the drug. Mr. Bonici, maybe it's Bonici, said that cannabis use in the Netherlands, which has tolerated the sale and consumption of marijuana in coffee shops for decades, is similar to the European average. The Maltese government has also established a body called the Authority on the Responsible Use of Cannabis that will regulate the recreational use of the substance. Consumers will be able to buy marijuana at outlets situated more than 250 meters from school or youth centers and managed by nonprofit groups. Those nonprofits will be allowed to grow the drug and sell it to its members, who will be entitled to buy up to 7 grams a day, up to a maximum of 50 grams a month. In December 2020, yeah, it is like a co-op, and I think that's pretty cool. In December 2020, the United Nations removed marijuana from a list of the most dangerous drugs, and several countries are now moving forward with a more liberal. Here, Italian surpassed the 500,000 signatures necessary to hold a referendum to legalize marijuana, and governments in Luxembourg and Germany have announced plans to pass laws decriminalizing the substance. Now, there is a clear blueprint, said Mr. Bonici. He added that he does not smoke marijuana because he has asthma. We open the way. Consuming marijuana in public remains prohibited under the new law, which higher fines for violation when minors are present, and people who carry between 7 and 28 grams of marijuana can be fined 50 euros to 100 euros, or about $56 to $112 US. If you're caught in the streets walking without a mask, you're fined $100, she said. That's crazy. Okay, so yeah, Miss Cesar from Sarita said she thought the fine was too low because currently, if you're walking in the street without a mask, you're fined $100. Damn.
Wow.
Damn. Don't be giving our government no ideas.
That's insane.
Most marijuana in Malta is sold in Malta, he said, comes from Albania through Sicily, leading to fears that money from trade such as human trafficking. Mr. Bonello said that many people he knew were buying pipes as well as lamps and other gear for growing and processing the drug. He said that he planned to have a rotation of 4 plants growing in his apartment. Mr. Bellotti, who was previously jailed for his marijuana plant, said that he was going to grow some too. Now I can grow my own, he said, but I have a scar that will never heal. All right, well, right on, Malta. Do your thing, get it in. Copy this real quick. I'm gonna drop this. I think there might be some things in there if you want to check out the article in full, in depth, and read it with your own eyes. I did drop that in the comments for you guys as well. I'm gonna smoke this pinky.
Hey, did you see that article on Forbes? It says you can buy cannabis on a blockchain metaverse and get it delivered to your real home. Now it's possible. That's
pretty tight. Yeah, we're gonna have that here in Minnesota pretty soon here. Just stay tuned. Shit. Yeah, Michael's on there right now. He's on there right now selling some in the metaverse. He said, what? What did Dave say? Bloop. Yeah, so it's about to be a whole new ball game, man. I've been doing a lot of research into like NFTs and stuff, but just like yesterday I was doing a bunch of research on like the metaverse and what all that like really means and what it all entails. And man, it's gonna be huge. Like,
yeah, you guys are in the metaverse right now. I'm seeing you guys in the metaverse, like literally looking at you in the metaverse. This shit is. So I figured we're on the Zoom, so I figured I'd go ahead and try it out. I don't know if you guys can see me, but yeah, I'm looking at you guys in the metaverse right now.
Yeah, we can see you with your headset on. We can't see you in the metaverse though. Okay. Anywho, but yeah, they're talking about how, like, you know, when you buy property and you know, you get a deed for it, how like you could essentially do the same thing, but it's stored on the blockchain. They're talking about how this one guy bought an NFT and he coded it to his house, and he uses his NFT, which is connected to his phone, to unlock his doors. And so, like, man, like the potential for this stuff is just crazy. Yeah. Yeah, huge. So it's going to be exciting seeing what happens moving forward, especially in the cannabis space. Cannaverse, the Canna-verse.
The Canna-verse. Dope. Can you guys see me?
Yeah. I mean,
is
we
that
can
an
see-
Oculus you got?
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
I
gosh,
guess-
I want one.
I'm gonna be giving you guys an update with the VR on. I got you guys in here and I'm checking it out. I see you, Leash. I see you, man. I see y'all doing your thing, man. Here, hold on a second. Let me set this over here.
That's because we drove and it's fucking snowing. I forgot.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Here we go. So we do got some.
That working, huh?
Oh yeah, it's working, but it's a work in progress. So I can't see myself, so I'm gonna take it off so I can look. No, hey, the shit is dope, man. Hey, man, yeah. Hey, are we still live? Shit.
Yeah, we live. I think, yeah. No,
I
let's
think
not
so.
play it.
I got clicked out of the Restream studio. While Vara was talking, I was trying to set that up. I was gonna go in there and you know what I'm saying anyway. But yeah, man, some dope things happening. If you guys are looking forward to learning more about legalization in Minnesota, you can go to MN Normal on Facebook. We got some dope events coming up this weekend. The 18th, we're gonna be at 4200 Cedar Avenue. It's going to be a dope event, man. So come on down, hang out, learn about legalization, get involved with Minnesota Normal and all the things that we're going to be doing as we charge into 2022 in this year out on a strong note. In addition to that, we do have the POC Pride event that is at the Marriott Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Center. I'm sorry. PLC Pride is going to have their annual gala, so if you can get out and check that out as well. And lastly, we have a Final 420 event, December 31st. It's going to be dope. We're going to be ending the year off right. So if you're in the Minnesota marijuana community, go check out that event for all the details on location and how to get in and all of that good stuff. It is a private event and we are limited to only 100 people. So with that, I think that's all the events we got coming up.
Ugly sweater.
Oh, what's that, Dave?
Ugly sweater.
Oh, yeah, that was the first one we said. MN Normal, ugly sweater, holiday, Christmas party. Sorry, something like that.
I thought it was Minnesota Normal Ugly Sweater Holiday Party.
There you go. Yeah. Holiday jingle. Right. Whatever. Yeah. So keep your eyes open for that. I think that's about it. Back to you, Dave.
All right. Well, as usually, weather is brought to you by windy.com. If you need to know what's going on outside, just click on windy.com. So, are we all ready for an amazing day of weather? We're going to start off with the cloud cover here. Obviously, there was a lot of fog this morning. That's what happens when your temperature and dew point are equal. And with all the extra moisture in the air right now, yeah, as Alicia could attest, it was a little foggy this morning. It's starting to finally burn off now. With the sun coming up, temperatures are starting to rise. And speaking of temperatures, let's take a look at that first. We've got Fairmont down here is already in the 60s. St. Paul's 50. St. Cloud, you're getting close at 48. I mean, pretty much everywhere in the state of Minnesota, there's a temperature below 40. And yeah, that's warm for this time of year. And as we go on to the afternoon, let's skip forward to 4 p.m. It's going to be even a little warmer. But the big story right now, besides the everything that's coming, is going to be the winds. So we do have a thunderstorm that will come through. And by 8 p.m. tonight, you're going to start feeling it. There's going to be some serious windage around here. 36 mile an hour, just east of Mankato, down by Rochester. Also, it's going to get windy, but the wind gusts, that's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at 50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts with this event, and that's not counting the actual storm when the storm comes through. They've been predicting 80-mile-an-hour straight line winds. There is going to be a possibility of tornadic activity. So you're going to want to stay sky aware today and weather aware today. This one's going to come through and just nail us with some severe weather down here. And right behind it, everything's going to change. So we're basically going to go through all 4 seasons in 24 hours. The backside of the system, once it does move on down south, the temperatures are going to be dropping rapidly. And we could be looking at a little bit of snow in the southern and western part of the state on the backside of this. And then the temperatures, well, the temperatures were supposed to drop pretty cold, but I seen the updated ones, and let's see, even Friday morning. Well, see, the news is saying 30s, Windy's saying we're looking at more like 18. We check the other model, and you know, a little warmer, but not much. So anywhere between 18 and 21 degrees Friday morning. Tomorrow morning, once this goes through, we're still going to be in the 20s. So everything's just going to freeze. And that's my concern right now, is after this system goes through, is tomorrow morning on your commute, pay attention to the roads. It could be very, very icy. So yeah, we're going to have one heck of a day here. And, you know, the first part of the day is going to be pretty nice. And then the wind's going to kick in. And I think about, let's see, what time is this? I believe about 1 p.m., 2 p.m.
It was windy whenever I was coming, like
And
through Iowa. It started from Oklahoma, Iowa,
Yep.
and then Minnesota.
Yep, that's all coming this way. So about 3 p.m. this afternoon, it's just going to start coming across the border. And then, as you can see, for you guys in the cities, you're going to be looking at probably around dinner time. It's going to start raining. Like you said, the wind's going to pick up at that time. And yeah, if you got anything in your yard that's not tied down and you want to keep it, you better do something with it, because it might not be there tomorrow morning. So yeah, stay weather aware. You know, like I said, I mean, anybody south to the cities, and even in the cities too, and out west, we could be looking at some severe weather tonight. And this is an interesting event. We don't usually see this kind of weather in December. In fact, Minnesota's never had I think they said Minnesota's never had a tornado in December. So hopefully hopefully we'll keep it that way. But yeah, this, like I said, the straight line winds are going to be insane.
I just heard you say,
yeah, they had
decoration.
Signs. Just signs.
I said, I just heard you say, check on your Christmas decoration. Bring in the inflatable snowman.
We got trees outside decorated. They might not be decorated tomorrow morning, but yeah, it's going to be crazy. But like I said, the first part of today, you know, get out and enjoy it quick, because it's not going to last long. So it's just going to be a weird weather day. You know, we're going to go, like I said, from all 4 seasons in one day. We're going from fog to drizzle to thunderstorms to possible tornadoes to straight line winds to record high temperatures, and then back down in the freezer. So enjoy. Back to you, John.
God. Nope, I think he took the day off.
No, he's in the metaverse. I just saw him. He was in there talking, man. I was showing him some of the cool stuff that you can do in the metaverse.
Did he try to do the weather in there?
He didn't. We was actually watching Dave do the weather in the metaverse. Hey, it's gonna be a work in progress. There's a lot of work on that, but man, yeah, that shit is the future, right?
I can't wait to get one of those, man, because I know it's crazy.
But you don't really need one though. Like, you can get a regular Samsung Oculus, Samsung Galaxy Gear VR, which is only like $100 or something like that. And then you just plug your phone into it and now you're in the metaverse.
I was just gonna ask you, so down on a normal VR, you can still get into the metaverse, or does it have to be?
So it depends on where you're trying to go in the metaverse. There's a lot of different stuff that's going on in there. So there's a couple different things you can do. There's like Decentraland, where it's a whole world. Otherwise, Facebook and Oculus Facebook paired up with Oculus, and they've got Facebook workrooms, Facebook worlds. Yeah, the music's coming from the metaverse. So it's so there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, man. You guys check it out. Do some research. If you guys are not on the metaverse yet.
You know, I've seen the commercials, and you know, I think it's still early, that there's not a lot available. I seen one of the games that they were playing where it's almost like Warzone, except it's more cartoonish. And I don't know, was it really appealing? I'm more like interested in, like sports games. I think would be awesome, but
see, I don't know how you can do it, but I'm pretty sure that like if you have games on your computer, if you're a computer gamer and you go into the metaverse, I'm sure you could sit in there and play your game in the metaverse, your whatever game it is you have on your desktop, and put it on a gigantic wall and make it as big as you want, and you can be in there, Now I'm not sure what the lag is going to be.
Right.
That's a problem.
Well, I know what interested me was when PlayStation came out with their VR, they had an option to where if you had NBA League Pass, you could literally sit courtside with one of your friends that lives across the country, and you guys could sit next to each other and watch a live game. And it's almost, I'm not sure, I never actually did it, so I don't know if it's actually like watching the game or if
test
it's
that out.
Cartoonish. But yeah, you can actually sit and watch a game, and I was kind of hoping that would take off, but I haven't heard much about that anymore. And then Oculus kind of took over the whole scene.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. I did. Shout out to Bobby Hatfield, man, plugging me up with some Christmas joy for the boys, man. We do got a couple of those PlayStation thing goggles with the cameras and shit, man.
Wow.
Bobby, man, yeah, he plugged us up, man, with the good deal, with the headsets and cameras and games and dongles or whatever, man. This shit is dope. Damn. So hopefully the boys can get into, jamming out with that.
I keep thinking of that commercial with Murray from Arizona. He's sharpening up his skills. He's in the locker room just with the headset on. He's throwing balls and he's breaking the fucking shit everywhere. He takes it off as trophy case falls.
You got to think, man, one day we're all going to be in the metaverse. Now look at this. Like, we're all in a Zoom conference right now. Like, what's the difference between doing this and actually being in the metaverse and hanging out? It would be the same thing. You're still sitting at your house. You're still chilling. It's just you got to.
You know what it reminds me of? Like Sims or Mies or something like that. Because I was a Mies head. I didn't care about Sims. I was like the Mies. It was more, I guess you would say, ghetto.
Right.
They had like Snoop was there. Like they had a lot of different artists in there. But it was like we lived our own world. We had our own cribs. We had clothes. We could buy J's. It was you lived like a normal person, but you was just a
you just never leave your home. See, that's what they want. We're all going to be in the metaverse. These robots.
Yeah,
what they're going to do is they're going to make the metaverse so you can do it with just these glasses. And then when you do leave your home, the metaverse will be in the regular world.
Great. So it's not bad enough you're texting and walking. Now you're in the metaverse walking around. What?
Well, see, but if you're walking around in the metaverse with glasses, you can see. So it's not like you'll see the normal world. It's just there will be additional things in the normal world. Like, hey. Anyway.
There's gonna be robots running around being our new police force.
Hey,
I see Nightscope has got a
metaverse police.
Oh man, this is real world.
These
guys are already getting thrown into Facebook jail.
Police.
Imagine a metaverse jail. Headset locked out. Every time you log in, you just see bars.
Oh yeah.
Like what the fuck?
I gotta drop this in the comments. This is crazy.
It's pushing in a small restroom, so you can still be on there, but
it's a work in progress, man. None of you guys have like VR sets or nothing?
That is way above my technological limit.
Man, I'm
I
still
bought
trying to
the,
learn how to use this iPhone. That's all I need is something extra.
Are we
I
still
bought the
on
cheap
Facebook?
one when it first came out, and it was just the one that your phone fit in, you know, and you basically your phone's like right here. So
I remember
wasn't
the,
much
you guys might have already talked about it. I was kind of zoning out. But like the Super Nintendo, the VR attachment, whatever that came with it, and then they had the big blaster gun too. Back in the day when Super Nintendo came out, they had the VR headset for it.
I do not remember that at all.
Y'all remember Virtual Boy?
I think so. I do remember Virtual Boy.
Anyways,
back
in the day, they had them small attempts, but it was like, you know, the green, whatever, the green VR, not like full colored, full body, but
yeah, I remember having a headset when I was really young, but it was a headset and it went on your head. But when you get in there, it's like Galaga, like there's little things flying and you're shooting the little spaceships. I don't know if that's the same game you're thinking about, but I'd have been like 5, 6.
yeah. I don't think it's the same one.
Been around for a long time. Anyway, I think we made it through everything. I gave you guys a glimpse of the future. I hope you guys enjoyed that glimpse. The metaverse is coming at you guys. So if you're not in the metaverse, get you a pair of headphones. Like, actually, you can use your phone and use a regular plain old VR, like the cardboard ones. You can use the cardboard ones. You can use the VR sets that you can get at wherever. But then what you do is you just go on there and you download Facebook metaverse, Facebook VR, Facebook World, Facebook, any of the stuff. And then you'll be able to at least get in there and try it out and see what it's like. And I'm thinking about starting a new business. So if we start a business in the metaverse, man, I'm gonna need y'all to support. So y'all keep your eyes out when you see the info. Make sure you like, share, and come join us in there where things will be happening in the verse. Right.
Yeah. Exclusive meetups, exclusive smoke parties where we all meet up, but we all at the crib, but we all smoking together in the metaverse. Hey.
No, what we do is exclusive metaverse parties where we meet up in person with our Oculus and we're in the metaverse passing joints. Hey, come on, man. Hey, hey, man. The sky's the limit.
Future.
So if you're not riding to the future, well, shit, fuck the future, fuck the past. We living right now, and the metaverse is now. So I'm finna put my headset on and set back anyway. All right, y'all. Y'all have a dope day. Var, you got some words of wisdom that they can take with them into their day?
I do. Each new chapter of our lives requests an old part of us to fall away and a new part of us to rise. So don't be scared when you're called better. With that, I'll see you guys on the flip side. Tomorrow's Thursday. Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty. Super thirsty.
Away.
Yeah, we're gonna need some of that 1186.
Yeah, that 1186.
Yeah, I got you. Thirsty Thursday. We're going to work tomorrow, man. We're thirsty for the success. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We out of here.
I'm just a man on his way to the moon, wishing the rocket would go faster. All the stars remind me of you, yeah they do. I'm on my way to you. I'm just a man on his way to the moon, wishing the rocket would go faster. All the stars remind me of you, yeah they do. I'm on my way to you.
Instead of real cops shooting people, it'll be fucking robots shooting people. What?
It'd be like freeze or I freeze you. You be stuck. I ain't do nothing.
I like the comment the one guy here on here said, where did it go? He's like, yeah, I'd like to see these guys, I'd like to see these things patrolling South Chicago. See how long they last. These things will just be destroyed.
Robot force.
Help, beep, beep. It's like all dented up.
They've been hacked it and turned it into a gang member or something.
Right home. Got a new
Delivering
pet.
weed bags like the cop
There
machine
you
down the
go.
block, man. He
See?
got the sack.